Okay guys, let's introduce you to all the pieces. So we have the pawn and we have the rook, sometimes referred to as the castle, but conventionally referred to as the rook. Okay. And then we have the knight, often referred to as the horsey or the pony or anything referring to a horse, but we call it a knight, spelt with a K. Okay. So that's the knight. And then here we have the bishop. And on the other side of the board, we have the same pieces. So we have 2 knights, 2 rooks, and 2 bishops in chess. So we'll have a knight here, a bishop here, and we'll also have a rook. Okay, so it's doubled up. In the middle of the board, we have a king and we have a queen. So this is also, by the way, how the board is to be set up. So notice that we have rooks in the corner of the board. And going inwards, we have rooks, knights, bishops, and then in the very middle, we have a king and a queen. Then, in front of these back rank pieces, these are what we call pieces, we have pawns, and often chess players will make a distinction between pawns and pieces. So the pawns go all the way along. We've got 8 pawns of each color, and each piece in chess actually has a points value, which I will go over just now. So the pawns are worth 1 point, the rooks are worth 5 points, the knight and the bishops are worth 3 points. The queen is worth 9 points. It's the most valuable piece. The king does not have a points value, and that is because the king cannot be captured in chess. More on that later on. So just another note on the setup of the pieces. The queen and the king, a very common mistake is to put them on the wrong squares. They cannot go on any squares in the center. They have specific squares they go on. So the easiest way to remember it is the queen goes on the same color square as herself. So a white queen will go on a light square and a black queen will go on a dark square. Okay? The king then slots in to the final square that there is in the middle of the board. This is very important, guys. If you have the queen and the king the wrong way around, then yeah, sure, you can still play chess, but you're just not playing in the conventional way. And a final point about the point system in chess. The value of the points, as I've told you, with, for example, rooks being 5, knights being 3, etc., that's not really part of the game of chess itself. It's just a way to understand the value of the pieces. For example, the queen is the most valuable piece, and that's why it's worth the most points. It's worth 9 points. But in chess, there's no explicit points being recorded. When you take a piece, you don't write down how many points you have. And I want you guys to understand from the beginning that chess is all about the position. The points are just there to help us understand at the beginning, when we're learning chess, how valuable each piece is. For example, in this position, it's white to move. And white can take this knight with the pawn. So I've got 3 points. Black can now take back with their pawn, and black has got 1 point. So who has won this exchange? Well, white has won, because white has managed to get 3 points, and black only managed to get 1 point. So going back to the position we had, instead of doing this move, it would be better for black to do a move like this. And don't worry about the pieces, but the idea is that I can't take the knight anymore, and that's a good thing because it's not worth it to get your knight taken, because it's worth a lot more than this pawn. Okay?